German players will be excited by the new plastic 8.8cm Heavy AA Platoon box set. This gun was dreaded by the Allies and is an effective anti-tank weapon as well as an AA gun. The front of the box shows the assembled guns on bases with their crews in North Africa. The back of the box shows the assembled gun at full size and lists the contents. This box has two plastic 8.8cm guns, two sprues of plastic Afrika Korps gun crew, and a 4th edition unit card. The box also includes two large bases and a sprue of base plugs that are not mentioned on the box. The back of the box also shows a picture of the Afrika Korps Forces book for more information on fielding this unit and incorporating it into German mid-war forces. This must be purchased separately. Let's look at the plastic. Each gun comes on a single sprue of light brown plastic. The parts count is small, so there aren't any options with this kit. There's the gun, the cruciform trail with two separate side legs. There are two gun mount parts, a gun shield and a travel lock. This kit doesn't include the wheeled bogies that attach to the trails to transport this gun. If you want these, you'll have to find someone with a metal 8.8cm gun blister who isn't using theirs. The only thing on the sprues apart from the basic gun parts are some ammunition boxes, two complete 8.8cm shells, and two empty shell casings. Detail on the parts is sharp and crisp, and assembly is quick and easy. This will build up into a nice kit for the table. It almost makes me want to field some Germans. Almost. Here are the crews. They're plastic figures, and detail is a bit soft and maybe a bit less pronounced than you might be used to with metal figures. This is okay on the uniforms, but is most noticeable on the faces. It might take some different painting techniques to make the best of these. However, there are some interesting poses here, including a figure with a rangefinder. The uniforms are Afrika Korps with soft caps, but apart from one man they all have long sleeves and trousers, so in a pinch they could be painted as European troops with field caps. Otherwise, if you want to field these guns in other theatres, you'll need to find additional gun crew figures. Here's the unit card. We'll look at that in detail later. In the bag here is also the two bases and sprue of plugs. These are standard Battlefront bases, but it's nice to have them included here. So that's the content of the box set. Again, Battlefront have some great assembly guides and videos for this kit, so I won't be doing a build review here. Check out the URLs here and in the description to see the assembly. Here's the finished product. It really does look fantastic. The parts fit is good, and the fine detail on the engravings here show why plastic is such a good material to work with. I have a nasty feeling my poor British will be seeing quite a few of these on the tabletop as German players get hold of them. Let's look at the history of the iconic 88. This gun was a Krupp design initially built as an anti-aircraft gun. It had a high muzzle velocity required by AA guns to get shells up to high altitude quickly. This also gave the gun good anti-armour penetration, and crews were supplied with armour-piercing and later high-explosive anti-tank ammunition. The high muzzle velocity also gave a flat trajectory, meaning the 88 was a very accurate weapon against ground targets. Despite common mythology that Rommel pioneered the use of 88s in the anti-tank role, these guns had already been used in the ground role in the Spanish Civil War. However, his use of these guns at Arras in 1940 blunted the British counterattack, and was the only gun capable of dealing with heavier tanks like the Shah B-1 Bis and the Matilda II. The initial model was the 8.8cm Flak 18 with a single-piece barrel. This was replaced with the Flak 36, which continued to serve for the remainder of the war. This model introduced a two-piece barrel which allowed quick change of worn-out liners, as well as a stronger carriage that could be fired while the gun was still on the wheels. The gun could be dropped from the bogies and be ready for use in under 3 minutes. A semi-automatic breech opened on firing, ejecting the spent shell casing. German troops in North Africa used 88s in ambush, developing a technique of drawing British tanks forward in a charge against tank forces, which then withdrew behind a shield of dug-in anti-tank guns. This turned traditional British cruiser tank tactics of fast-charging cavalry-style attacks against them. 88s were also a key in German defensive tactics in northwest Europe, where they used their long range and long fields of fire around Caen to destroy British tanks in successive operations to try and break out of the Normandy invasion beachhead. They were also the only answer German troops initially had to heavier tanks like the T-34 and KV series on the Eastern Front. But the majority of 88s were used for air defence, trying to stop Allied bomber attacks on Germany. Let's look at using the 8.8cm gun in Flames of War. This is the 4th edition stat card for the unit. It's a gun unit that counts as a large gun. As a large gun, it can't be placed in a building, and can't be placed in ambush within 16 inches or 40 centimeters of the enemy. The 88 has a gun shield. This gives bulletproof cover to the crew but doesn't protect them from bombardments or if the team moved at dash speed. The unit is careful, so is hit on a 4+. Motivation is confident, so it passes motivation tests on a 4+. However, the Third Reich rule gives this unit a last stand of 3+. They'll stick with the fight rather than run. The 88 is a veteran unit, so passes a skill test on a 3+. Although being a gun unit, it's less likely to assault with an assault roll of 4+. 88s have a 4+ gun save from incoming fire. The 88 has no tactical move. This unit can't move and shoot, it must do one or the other. Its dash speeds are very short, just a few inches, and cross is a 6. This isn't the same as their immobile rating in version 3 rules, but don't expect to see 88 speeding across the table under their own steam. The lack of a tactical move also has implications in an assault. If this gun unit is part of or near an assault and the Germans are forced to pull back, units may move up to their tactical speed away from the assaulting teams. If they can't get away from the consolidating enemy teams, they're captured and destroyed. Given this gun can't tactical move, it will end up being captured. So look at keeping assaults away from these guns if you can. Let's look at the weapon stats. The gun has a good range of 40 inches or 100 centimeters. It has a halted rate of fire of 2 and a moving of 1. Given it can't move and shoot, this stat only covers eventualities like digging in, which reduce fire to the moving rate of fire. Anti-tank is 14 with a 3+ firepower, so it'll cut through most Allied tanks with ease. The only special rule is self-defense AA, which means it can fire at aircraft with rate of fire 1. This might seem a bit odd given this is an AA unit, but this is a heavy gun and is designed to shoot down high-altitude bombers, not low-level fast-moving fighters. But there is a chance for them to drive off ground attack planes. So this is the dreaded 88. This is a beautiful kit and these guns form the cornerstone of many German lists. The new plastic kits look great. They're quick to assemble and go together well with good detail and nice sharp moulding. The kit is simple without bogies, but you get some bases and plastic crew in the box set. The crew are Africa Corps, but it would be easy to convert them for other theatres or replace them with other gun crews. I can see a lot of these being bought for many theatres and I expect Battlefront will release this kit with other crews and cards in the future. Thanks to Battlefront for supplying the kit for this review.